Hi. Okay, so today we are going to make Belvita Copycat crackers. Boy, it's really dark in here all of a sudden. It got very dark. Belvita Copycat crackers. If you've ever had a Belvita, they're quite popular. They're kind of like a rounded shape on the end. I don't know what that shape is. Oval? No, I don't know. Whatever it is. They're like a crispy, light cracker type cookie. So good. They have different styles of them. Some have dried cranberries in them. I've seen some with like different fruit and nuts, dry, chopped stuff in with it. This is just going to be a base one. You can play around with it however you would like. I have found many recipes that include that have white sugar, brown sugar, some have molasses in with them. So what I decide for mine, because I do like that little taste of molasses in there, so I go with brown sugar. All brown sugar is at white and brown, and that way I don't have to measure out any molasses to throw in, and it's just a nice little mix. So in here, I'm going to share the recipe later, so don't try and follow my instructions right now. So in here I have some dry ingredients. I have some flour, some rolled oats. I prefer the large flake. I know that's reverse true, but the large flake ones. I've never tried it with the instant oats, but these are the bigger size ones. I like that texture myself. You might not. Something you could do is put this in your food processor real quick and chop it up if you wanted a different texture. That's okay too. I am using white flour because I don't have any whole wheat. But whole wheat flour would be much better in this. Would give you a little better, little different tasty, a little earthier, a little earthier tasting maybe. So we have brown sugar, oats, cinnamon. I have some baking powder, baking soda in there, a little bit of salt, and the cinnamon is really like just a quarter of a teaspoon, pinch, eighth of a teaspoon. Whatever. I have about a quarter in here because that's what I like in it. But the first time you make it, play around with it a bit and see how much you would like. So I have that, and then I have another bowl here. I'm going to put some wet stuff in. So I have a little bit of milk, and it is like I've halved this recipe, I guess. So it should be 2 tablespoons, but it's only 1 in there. 1 egg. A little bit of melted butter, and then we're going to add in some oil. Yes, it uses oil and sugar, so it's not your super healthiest recipe, but you know what? There's no preservatives in this. You know exactly what is in it. You can make these whenever you would like. You can take the recipe and, tweak it to divide it in half. Half with dried cranberries and a little orange zest. Instead of milk, you could put orange juice. You could do with apple and cinnamon. Like a nut in there. You could change. So that little bit of milk I put in, you could change that to any style juice. Lemon, orange, cranberry. Yeah, cranberry probably will work. Probably give it a funny color though, maybe. Fresh, dried, chopped cranberries would be better in that. But yeah, you could play around with it after you get a good base recipe. So in here is the dry. I'm just going to mix it together a little bit just to break up my brown sugar. Not a great pink. Oh, it's so dark in here too. It was super bright earlier, and now it's getting a little bit darker, but wrong way. Let's do this way. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to mix that in. Get my brown sugar. It has a few little chunks there, so I'm just going to mix it with my hands just so it's broke up a little bit. Because I'm going to get my hands in here anyway. So, all right. So I'm going to do that. Just break that up a little bit, and then in the bowl with the wet stuff, just going to give it a little whisk. This is such an easy recipe. And like I said, this is just half of it. So you could make a double batch if you want. Even a half batch is a decent amount. Gives you a good base recipe, right, to start with. So mix all that in. Get my wet stuff out of the way. Sorry, I just want to get some of this stuff out. And then, okay, oil out of the way. I'm just going to mix it all together. Just nothing fancy yet, but as it mixes together, it gets a little more crumbly looking. You're going to mix this together and think, how is this ever going to stick together? How is this going to make anything? But it does. Just trust the process, right? You could mix this in a KitchenAid or you can use a hand mixer if you'd like. I just prefer to do by hand every now and then. Less dishes because I have enough dishes out for this one recipe. Right? Normally, if I would be making this at home, I would do it all in the one bowl kind of thing and not have all the extra dirty dishes. I really do not like dishes. They are my nemesis. And I'm so lucky because hubby did the dishes before he left this morning. I had them all ready to go and he washed them all, so that was very nice. Okay, so I have this all stuck together. Just like that. It's a little tacky, a little oily, not that bad. And then I'm just going to clean the counter off a little bit. I have a piece of parchment already ready to go, and I've already cut it to the size of my, whoopsie, my baking sheet. So it was already ready to go. I'm going to drop this on there. Get all the good little pieces left. And because this has oil and butter in it, it is going to give it a crispier texture. So you have a couple choices in how you want to roll this in. So I'm just going to flatten it into a rectangle first. Just with my hand, and then I'm going to grab my rolling pin. So you could either do these really thin, or you could make them a little thicker. So if I wanted to make them thicker, let's just say, make this a little better, rectangle. This here, I forgot I'd had this. I don't even know where I got it, but it's a bench scrapers for making pastry stuff to clean your counter all off. If you ever see one of these, they are the best things. It is great for cutting. I made biscuits yesterday, and I just used this to cut them. I'm using it to shape this. I use it to pick up dough and form it. So I could make this a nice little rectangle, and then, you know, cut it a little bit thicker. Let's say maybe you want something a little sturdier for like a little snack to take to work. See how thick that is? That's a decent little, you could put raisin, cinnamon raisin would be good in this too. You could, I would up the cinnamon, put a little nutmeg and all that, but you could play around with this quite a bit and get like a chewier cookie style, because this is thicker, right? Or, I'm just going to slide these over the edge. Or we could take the base recipe, oops, the base here, and just make it a little bit thinner. Because I do like mine thinner, and mine is sticking so bad right now. So it's up to you, however thick you would like these or how thin you would like them. Do you want them to be nice little crispy crackers that snap when you take a bite, or would you rather them be a chewier style? Like a breakfast bar, so to speak, right? So I have this all ready to go. I'm going to move my thicker ones to the end. Give my hands another little wipe off. And then I'm going to pick up my baking sheet. I'm going to slide it right in under the edge like this, so I have it, it's basically sitting on the counter to lip, going right in and quickly. See that? You don't, if you go too slow with that, there's a chance it'll crumble on you. Part might fall on the floor, because trust me, I've done that before. So yeah, just slide it, do it with a little bit of confidence, anything you do with that, right? So I'm going to move these just to the side a little bit more, like that. And then I'm going to cut my ones that are on the tray. So that is really dark lighting. That's what it looks like right now. And then I'm just going to run my, you could use a knife if you'd like, but I'm just going to use my pastry scraper, and I'm going in making a little road is what I want to call it, but a little separation between the strips that you're making. I'll show you in just a sec. So I'm just putting this in. If you put a knife in, you're just going to give a little wiggle side to side. So it's in there, and you're just pushing. If I can show here. So you're going in, and you're just wiggling back and forth like that, and it's giving that separation, right? Parchment paper is slippery. Just a little trick for that. You could always spray a little bit of Pam on the bottom of your pan, or just a little butter in the corners or something. Helps your parchment paper stick better. So I'm going to go this way again. Make my line of definition to separate them into strips. And you know what? I'm going to make these. I'm going to make them longer. So I'm just going to cut the whole strip just into two, and again going sideways and making a little separation line. There. So that's what I have. And they're going to go into the oven, 325 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. Not too long. I'm just going to set these to the side for a second because I have something